Shalom Akim. First and foremost, call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakapadash. Double honors, of course, to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who through the Holy Spirit continue to teach us His truth. Alright, and give us His wisdom. Alright, this is Nama with the DC Camp, and this article I'm about to read is from lawandcrime.com. It's a good site. It says Tennessee legislator who suggested white people may become slaves one day introduces bill allowing men to stop abortions. And I find this very pleasing, alright, because as we know, the way things are now, this was designed to control our population, alright. Part of this eugenics that's been going on for oh so long. A lot of our people fail to realize we've been at war ever since the first group of us were brought over here on the slave ships, and the Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters long before that, going back to roughly what we're talking about, not quite 200 years before us, around 100, and if I had to put a total on it, about roughly 140 years, something like that. So yeah, this has been going on a long time, alright, because these devils, from the time of the Renaissance, alright, they've been busy. That whole period between the time of Columbus's voyage up until, if I had to put a date on it, I'd say right before the Civil War, the American Civil War. That whole period was a transference of wealth from us to them, alright, in all kinds of effed up ways, alright, rape, robbery, and murder. And everything since then, all their laws and things of that nature have been designed, alright, to, especially over here in America, because a lot of you, I don't know if you're aware, but the Nuremberg is something you won't necessarily hear, publicly, that is. You have to search for it, but some of the Nuremberg trials after the so-called Holocaust, or Holocaust, however you want to put it, but a lot of that came out that what Germany had done, supposedly, of course, they got their cues from what America did to us. And there was a video, I gotta find it now, it's just came to in my mind here. I did a video several months ago. It was a video I was watching, Northern Kingdom here in America. They were telling the tale back from World War I up until, I guess the 30s, about all the things that were going on the Mexican border, where they would have the brothers down there take kerosene baths, in these vats of kerosene, to delouse. Alright, that's where they got their idea. The Germans, they stated this. Alright, and on at least one occasion, those Edomites down there, lit the barrels on fire, and some of our brothers and sisters perished that way down there. These Edomites got to go, and they will. Alright, but this is something that, because these devils have gotten away with so much, they actually think that the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is on their side, not realizing that it's just the opposite, that He doesn't care for them. Proof of that is, you can go to Ecclesiastes 8:11, Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 5, verse 4 and on down. And then Hebrews 12th chapter, starting at the 6th verse on down. All right. Second Maccabees chapter 6, verses 12 on down. It tells you anything we do that's as a people. All right. And I'm sure some of you have experienced this individually. You do something that's against the laws, orders, the laws, statutes, and commandments, things start happening to you. I can vouch for that personally. All right? Almost instantly. All right? But these people get... Why? Because they're getting set up. And they are a true bastard. And you know what a bastard means. All right? It tells you that specifically in Hebrews 12th chapter. All right? So he's not dealing with them in the way that they think. Continuing on, so for years this has been something that they've used against us. So now that it's happening to them, now they want to cry foul. Republican legislator, Representative Jerry Sexton, that's who this is. All right. You can tell he's not white. Look at his light blue shirt. Look at him. All right. This sponsored a bill this week that would allow men a powerful ability to interfere with a woman's right to have an abortion. All right, the legislation, SB 0494 in the Senate and HB 1079 in the House, permits a man to seek an injunction that will legally prohibit a woman from terminating her pregnancy. The bill grants the right to the biological father, but leaves unmarried women entirely out of the process of determining that status. Instead, it requires only that the petitioner acknowledge paternity in writing. Sexton has come under fire for many of his legislative efforts in the past, including bills that would have designated the Holy Bible as the state book of Tennessee, banned same-sex marriage in Tennessee, and preserved Confederate statutes. Sexton also introduced a potential deal during the COVID-19 pandemic that would have allowed the state to purchase hospital gowns at inflated prices that were manufactured by Sexton's furniture company. Alright? Sexton was a signatory to a letter dated January 5th, 2021 supporting Donald Trump's attempt to overthrow the 2020 presidential election. It says, Sexton can be seen below relating attitudes about reproductive freedom to ideology that blacks or Jews were less than human. And as we come to understand from the time before the Civil War, a certain book came out on evolution, all right? And of course, along with his cousin, what was his name? He's known as the father of eugenics. Let me put that in real quick. Let's see. Let's see. Eugenics in America. Let's see. He was a cousin, distant cousin, to, let's see, here it is. The American Eugenics Society was one of the leading theories of the progressive movement which emerged out of socialism at the turn of the 20th century. Alright, let's see. Here it is, eugenics in the United States. Alright, here we go. Early proponents. Here it is. Sir Francis Galton. Alright. In 1883, Sir Francis Galton first used the word eugenics to describe scientifically the biological improvement of genes in human races and the concept of being well born. Alright. That's that devil's name. Let's see. American eugenics movement received extensive funding from various corporate foundations, including the Carnegie Institution. All right, Andrew Carnegie. Rockefeller, of course, and the Harriman Railroad fortune, all right, Edward Henry Harriman, all right, all these very wealthy individuals, all right, Edomites to be specific. See, this war has been going on since, actually when you understand it, since Genesis, all right, with Cain and Abel, all right, and specifically since Genesis 25th chapter, Jacob and Esau, all right. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go back to this. So this has been an ongoing thing, but since it was our people, and we were the targets of this, all right, it was okay. But now, since they're at a point where they've passed this, what is it known as? I forget what it's called, but it's this point where for every, I guess at zero, for every person that dies, a person is born. Now once you dip below that, when you get to the point where more of you start to die than are being born, well, that's where Esau is at now. So now he's taking these steps. See, what's being done is the Most High is checkmating his ass, all right? Or in the process of, all right? Because he thinks he's going to, his house is going to go on forever. Per Psalms 49:11, right? So he's setting up all this thing that he's going to rule forever, all right? And it's no different from any other kingdom that's ruled this earth. They all have an end point, all right? Job 14:5, there's no, the Most High set of bounds which this devil is not going to pass, period, all right? So let's hear this devil speak here. Check my time.
It's got some control. Said that we don't want to take the Bible out of school. We just want to teach evolution along with it. But we know that was a lie today because the Bible's out and evolution's in. Who decides what is ethical, what is right, when we're killing millions of babies every year in this country by abortion? No one stands up on that side against this, but they think it's okay to kill a baby in the womb. They think that they're less than human, just like the blacks.
When it comes to us, that's what they think.
We're less than human.
See?
And it was not against the law in that day to do that. It wasn't against the law to own slaves. And who knows, maybe some of us will be slaves one of these days. Law has changed. But what about the people that I represent, that it will offend them if we move this? They'll be offended. They won't like it. But it doesn't seem to matter. I'm not voting against you. I'm not voting against your cause. I think we should stand up. As I stand up for the unborn, I'm appalled that we kill babies. But it's not the popular thing to do, so we don't talk about it. It's time for us to be men and women and stand up for violence. I'm going to do my best to do that even when I'm wrong. Thank you.
Wow. Just wow. What else can you say? And the tweet goes like this, must watch. Maybe some of us will be slaves one of these days. There's no arguing that fact, alright? Revelation 13, verses 9 and 10, alright? What about the people I represent that would be offended if we do this? It says, Jerry Sexton's wildly bizarre defense of keeping the KKK Grand Wizard bust in the Capitol, equating it with abortion, alright? So, let's get some, let me see if I had been having trouble with Blue Letter, at least on this computer here. Let's see if it'll load properly this time. Well, it did. Okay. Cool. Alright. it's no doubt that you're going to be slaves, see. You think you're going to just ride into the sunset, so to speak, after all you've done, all right, to the Most High's people? Oh, no. No. See, what you fail to realize is you're being set up just as ancient Egypt's Pharaoh was, all right? But you're going to have a much bigger fall, grander fall, all right? This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. So if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. All right? Now let's get some more. Since we wanted to go that route, you actually think, let's go to Psalms, here's another one. Let's see, 71. All right. You have the nerve. And this is our prayer, you damn devil. It says, prayer of an old man for deliverance. And who we want deliverance from? It says, in thee, O Most High, do I put my trust. Let me never be put to confusion. Deliver me in thy righteousness and cause me to escape. Incline thine ear unto me and save me. Be thou my strong habitation, whereunto I may continually resort. Thou hast given commandment to save me, for thou art my rock and my fortress. Here it is. Deliver me, O my power, out of the hand of the wicked, out of the hand of the unrighteous and cruel man. For thou art my hope, O Most High Yahweh. For thou art my trust from my youth. By thee have I been holding up from the womb. Thou art he that took me out of my mother's bowels. My praise shall be continually of thee. I am as a wonder unto many, but thou art my strong refuge. Why? Because in all actuality, if it wasn't for the Most High, none of us would be out here. That's what this devil's intent was. Alright, he's been continually, when you go to, in fact, let me go there, when you go to Genesis 27th chapter, that's my point, alright, and we get here where it was put in Rebecca's mind, alright, to do what she did, alright, because many an Edomite, so-called white person, when it comes to this, they'll try to make the point, but in Genesis 25, you sold your birthright. It wasn't stolen. All right? And if it was not meant to be that way, then the Most High wouldn't have allowed it. So it was correct in the spirit. So boo-hoo-hoo. All right? This is Genesis, starting at the 38th verse of chapter 27. Genesis 27:38. And Esau said unto his father, all right, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, my dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. Thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. Meaning he'll get his choice of all the finest places, all right, in the world. But here's how he will get those. He said, verse number 40, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke off thy neck. And of course, that happened during the time of David. All right. And then in Solomon, it says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right, because they were the first of their stock, of their kind, when he took over from the Japhetic peoples, and he took over Greece. All right, Alexander's father. All right. So from that point on is when they started, because it tells you in First Maccabees, first chapter, when they took over, then evils multiplied in the earth. All right. So let's go back this fool here. Alright. It says the bill provides that a hearing will be held within 14 days of petition being filled by the individual seeking an injunction. At that hearing, if the petitioner man proves there is a reasonable probability that a woman will obtain an abortion, the court can issue an injunction prohibiting the woman from obtaining an abortion. If she undergoes an abortion in contravention of that order, the woman could be held in civil or criminal contempt, which has the potential to carry fine and even jail time. There are no exceptions, including none for rape or incest. Alright, let's get some more scriptures here because it's interesting, isn't it? All these things that he had in store and in plan for us, now these things are happening to him. It has been for a while, and this goes to the curses. Alright, this is Psalm 7, and I start at it says he made a pit and digged it and is fallen to the ditch which he made. Alright, his mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. Beautiful time to be alive. That is. Alright, now here's what I was trying to this is Deuteronomy chapter 30. Scroll down to 7 here. Alright, it says, and the Most High Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuteth thee. And these people have shown us nothing but hate. Alright, nothing but. Alright, even in those things where you think that were designed to help us, no, they were designed to hurt us in actuality. Alright. So I could go to Psalms 9 and 15, but it basically says the same thing as verse 7 there, 15 that I read on down from. But the point is, this devil is on his way out. All right, and we're seeing these scriptures jump off the pages. All right, these prophecies, that is. All right, so time is winding down. This is happening all at once. Alright, things are speeding up. Alright, and you can see this devil is in a panic. Alright, so with that, yeah, this is the article here. Of course, I'll post a link. You'll see the guy name. I doubt it, but it would have been interesting to have some comments. But no. Wait a minute, hold up. Let's see. Nah, something else. Got it. Yeah. Alright, so here's the title here. I'll post the link in the description, of course. Yeah, these devils are scrambling now. It's beautiful to see. So with that, I hope whoever views this is edified, of course. That's what we're here to do. In the hopes of waking up the remaining hopeful elect. Alright, so with that, shalom.